You know those moments in life that are just tough? The ones that really hurt? What if I told you those could actually become your greatest source of strength? Well, that's exactly what we're digging into today. How to turn that pain into genuine personal power. Let's jump right in. So, we're going to walk through this journey in 5 main stages. We'll start by talking about the real weight of carrying around all that hurt. Then, we're going to flip the script on what forgiveness actually means. After that, we'll get into the good stuff, the rewards of letting go, and I'll give you a practical toolkit for building resilience. And to wrap it all up, we'll talk about how you can become the author of your own story. I mean, have you ever felt like that? Just completely trapped by something that happened in the past? Stuck replaying it over and over again? It's like this massive weight, right? Well, today, we're going to talk about how to finally put that weight down. All right, let's get into our first section, the weight of hurt. Because honestly, before you can even think about letting go of pain, you've got to understand just how heavy it is to hold on to it. And if you've been there, trust me, you are not alone. It's a totally normal human thing, especially when you're trying to figure out tricky relationships. It's so easy to get overwhelmed and caught in this cycle of anger and resentment that just feels impossible to break. But here's where things get interesting. There's this core idea that really changes everything. It's this quote, "Pain can be a catalyst for transformation." Think about that. It means that the worst things we go through, they don't have to be the end of the story. They can actually be the start of our biggest growth. Okay, so how do we actually start that transformation? Well, that leads us right into our next section. We're going to tackle a massive misconception here and talk about why forgiveness isn't weakness, it's actually an incredible act of power. This comparison really hits the nail on the head. So many people think forgiveness is about being weak or, just letting the other person win. But the reality? That's not it at all. Forgiveness takes incredible strength. It's not about them. It's about you reclaiming your own power and breaking free. And think about the flip side, the cost of not forgiving. When you hold on to a grudge, who's really trapped? It's you. It's like building your own prison wall, and it stops you from growing and from having the kind of healthy relationships you actually deserve. Which leads us to the big why. Like, why should you do this hard work of letting go? Well, because the payoff is huge. This next part is all about what I like to call the alchemy of healing. It's about turning that heavy, leaden pain into the pure gold of personal freedom. And these aren't just vague ideas. The rewards are real. You get to finally release that emotional burden you've been carrying. Your mental health improves, your self-esteem gets a boost, you start to see things a bit more optimistically. And maybe the best part, you finally make space in your life for new, positive things to come in. One of the most powerful things that can come out of this whole process is empathy. And let's be clear, empathy doesn't mean you're excusing what happened. Not at all. It's about developing the ability to understand where someone else is coming from, even if they hurt you. And honestly, that's a total superpower for building real connections. Yeah, this metaphor of bridges versus walls is perfect. When you hold on to anger, you're just building walls around yourself, right? You're isolated. But empathy lets you build bridges. It opens the door for real conversations and helps you create those deep, meaningful connections that we're all searching for. All right, so we've talked a lot about the why. Now it's time for the how. Let's get practical. This section is your toolkit for building resilience so you can bounce back from anything. And not just bounce back, but bounce back stronger. But first, what is resilience really? It's not just about toughing it out or gritting your teeth through hard times. Real resilience is about learning from what you've been through. It's about looking at a challenge and seeing it as a chance to grow, to climb higher. So here it is, a simple 3-step toolkit you can literally start using today. Step 1 is self-reflection, giving yourself permission to feel whatever you're feeling, no judgment. Step 2 is mindfulness, things like journaling or meditation to find a little inner peace. And step 3, which is so important, is building a support network, surrounding yourself with people who lift you up. And seriously, don't underestimate the power of your people. Having a good support network, it's a constant reminder that you are not alone in this. Knowing someone else gets it, that shared struggle is one of the most powerful healers out there. Okay, so when you put all of this together, understanding the hurt, reframing forgiveness, building your resilience, it all leads to this final, amazing step, reclaiming your narrative. This is where you remember that you're the one holding the pen. Because here's the bottom line. You get to decide what your story is about. You can stop being the victim of your past and become the hero who learned from it. You can take every single lesson and use it as fuel to write an even better next chapter. And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? The journey of forgiveness is a powerful path toward personal strength. It's not going to be easy, no one's saying that, but it's a direct route to discovering how strong you've been this whole time. So I want to leave you with this one question. The past? That chapter's already written, but it's not the whole book, not even close. You are the author. So knowing everything you've been through and all the strength you now have, what new story are you going to write for yourself, starting right now?